Okay, so this video is a little bit actually of a far kind of intro, in case you want to try things out on your own, and a little bit intro to this jet. This is the naked jet. It's like this one's kind of like the balance between kind of speed and maneuverability, even though it turns pretty hard. So here's the important stuff if you want to make like your own little far jet. I strongly recommend this software. What this allows me to do is if I press P, I can activate it, as you can see on the screen. When it's activated, it will kind of limit my control input. Maximum angle of attack, this is two things what you want to look for here. You kind of want to find out what your stall speed is on the wing. Basically, this is the most efficient, or at least. Actually, wait, it has to be two things. It has to be one where you can keep up your speed. So that you know your normal input is not like a crazy cobra and then you just lose all your speed, but you turn really hard for a little bit. You want to balance out how hard you turn, how much speed you lose. G's generally will put this at 9 in a fighter jet, unless you know you have like some limiting factors on stuff like that. Side slip is kind of how strong your yaw is. If you have really strong yaw, you kind of let that loose. Side G, I've never really had a problem with this, because you're never really going to be pitching too hard. This kind of pitch rate. The lower this is, you know, the slower and smoother the pitch input is going to be. And a fighter jet, you kind of want it to be a little rough because you want to turn really hard. Roll rate is more like whatever you feel comfortable. This is going to feel kind of personalized. Yaw rate. For ground attack, you might need a really good yaw, but on a fighter jet, you need a little bit, nothing too crazy. This is more for the autopilot. The lower this number is, the smoother changes are going to be. The higher it is, the more abrupt they're going to be. Cruise. This is kind of like when you want to go long distance, and these are the two important ones. Maximum climb angle. Think of this. What am I saying? This is basically based on your thrust weight ratio, what the normal climb rate should look like. For example, on a really low thrust weight ratio plane, like a commercial plane, you should have this about like 5 to 8. On a fighter, you can bring this all the way up to like 15. But you know, just put it 13, just on the safe side. And the other one, this is kind of personal preference. I just find that a bit annoying. Is speed brakes. Generally, I do not want my aircraft to use brakes to slow down. And aside from all that, generally, for me, the one key is air brakes. The two key is usually increased flaps. And the 3 key is to take it off. 4 key, depending on some aircraft, I think this one is close intake. Yeah, it is. And then 5, is 5 turn off engines? Hold on, let me turn them off. No, I think that's RCS. Yes, it is. RCS turns them off. I forgot what the 5 key does. I think that's usually for like flares, things like that. Alright, anyway, let's go for takeoff. Set my flaps to 2. Fine control just so I can have a really smooth climb out. The takeoff speed in this thing is comfortably around 150 knots. I have no idea what that is in meters per second. I'm guessing somewhere like 80, 90. At the speed, I can just tug away the flaps. Okay, so generally, I can maintain 315 at like 6 Gs on dry thrust. Because I'm using advanced jet engine, that means about 66% thrust, right about here. That's maximum dry thrust. And then you know, afterburner can kick in. This airplane will generally about Mach 0.6 will pull 9 Gs. Yeah, right about 9 Gs, 0.6, and they can sustain this with afterburner. This thing is damn maneuverable. I mean, generally this thing is pretty safe across the entire flight envelope. On dry thrust, the highest speed I've been able to pull off, like 16,000 meters if I set out to cruise, is like around Mach 1.5. On full afterburner, probably around Mach 2.3, Mach 2.4 is kind of where this thing sits. As you can see, since I'm well past Mach 0.6, I'm kind of like being really hit by the G limiter, so I'm not turning very hard. And actually, I'm aware that the game is really slowed down. For some reason, on recording, it really slows it down. And actually, this thing is capable of doing higher than 16 degrees, which I have it set to. But the thing is, it will do it rather aggressively sometimes. So if you are going to do that, I suggest you turn down the pitch here. You see, I'm actually a negative pitch. So yeah, for example, let me level off. I think I might stall the aircraft if I pitch too hard, like past my angle of attack. But for science, I guess. I actually have a version that can do high angle of attack, but yeah, see, minor stalling. Let's see. Yeah, the right wing is stalled in. I'm gonna roll into it, and I pitch down so I can regain back some control. Set back my angle of attack by pressing O. This restores the limiters, and I'm good and I'm safe. The problem is, if you keep up with the high angle of attack and you don't correct it, then you might get yourself into a little bit of a problem. I'm gonna climb to give or take 3,000 meters, then I'm gonna level off and try some high angle of attack. I'm climbing up just so I can get a little bit of safe space in case things get out of control. So obviously I overpitched. My aircraft is stalling. This time I'm not going to correct that, I'm going to persist. Actually, it auto-stabilized. Nice. See, sometimes it will actually go into a yaw maneuver, which I cannot come back from, and then things go sideways really quickly from there. I'm going to try to get it there. Actually, it's kind of funny when you're trying to screw over your own airplane, and it's actually stopping you from messing it up. Or we'll say if you do something stupid, because this thing doesn't have gimbal, it might really punish you. So you use incredibly high angle of attack numbers. Alright, I'm actually going to rescue it here. Hopefully I'm able to. Oh, okay, come on. Nope, I actually did what I wanted to do. I just messed it up. I can't get back control. And we got it too late. How much you want to bet I'll be able to get it just in time to crash? Not so. That's what I thought. Alright, so yeah, that's my point. Now I'm actually just going to take off, go to 10,000 meters on a climb, and come straight back down. Just so I can kind of show you how to land it in case you actually do want to fly it manually. By the way, if you are going to fly it by yourself, make sure to have this mod, because that's how I designed it. Advanced autopilot, and please have those settings. See these settings? Please have them the same as they are here. Oh boy. Alright, I'm going to do a hard climb out. Alright, where's my speed? Whoa. That was a really hard climb. I thought I smacked my tail. Alright, going vertical. There we go. I'm gonna level off at about 6,000. Just keep on going. Just got some distance. Oh, by the way, if you haven't really flown far before, landing is a lot different. And I strongly recommend using the large landing gear scaled down instead of the medium, because the medium does not tilt the wheels. So if you have a little bit of a hard landing, you can bounce, and it will be a bad day for you. These wheels do tilt, so you can have like a really smooth landing. So like even if you come in like really steep, they'll take the hit, no problem. Alright, here I'm gonna do a inversion. You know, kill the engine, RCS. Put out the air brake. Come down a little bit before, just so I can flat out. You know, so I can lose a little bit more airspeed. And ideally, you want to land below like 8 angle of attack, simply because you don't have a tail strike. But I'm pretty sure this aircraft can like land at like 14 degrees from like that. But you know, I don't want to risk hitting the tail. By the way, this is one of those aircraft that you can actually maneuver with at flaps 3. Or like some aircraft that will have yaw problems. This aircraft will not. I see the reverse angle of attack. I'm simply using it to put a lot of drag on the aircraft so I can slow it down. Because you know, I did come at it at a bad angle. But I'm confident in this aircraft. I've flown it enough times to know that it's damn good. After this, I'm actually gonna show you the armed version of this jet, just so I can show you how to set it up, in case you want to mess with anything. It's gonna come in for a smooth land. Let me put out the air brake. Perfect. Actually, once you land, you can actually do a full pitch, just slow it down a little bit faster, and boom, you're done. But excuse the background noise. And there's Shiro. There's the F-18 all landed. I mean, actually, just for fun, let me mess around. Let me do like some risky maneuvers over the KSA. Extremely maneuverable. You can lower the fuel, but try to keep the center of mass in the same spot. Then this thing will be like insane. By the way, keep in mind I'm sending you 3 versions of this one jet. It's the one that's the good overall, which is this one. It's the extreme maneuverable one. It's higher angle of attack, but it's faster. And there's also armed, which is it's actually a version just arm of this one. Simply because I want it to be more stable, since you know BD Armory AI isn't exactly like you know be able to really fly this thing hardcore. You know, at the edge of the limiter, because well, it's gonna fly off and crash. Just do a rough landing. My rough landing is basically landing that you know wasn't exactly perfect. Then you're coming in real hard. You know you're coming in real hard. We have flaps 3 and air brakes out, and you're still accelerating. That's a hard landing. This is gonna go. Oh boy. That's a hard landing. to the armed jet. I think the other groups that you all need to really press is 5 and 6. I think 5 is guard and 6 is autopilot. Set them to different teams and launch your own. By the way, that's a different jet because I made a couple different save files just so that I can remove the mods to see what like the smallest list is for each one of those planes. The same mods that go for the LB go for the arms, except that this one just has BD Armory. That's it. And see, the M is maneuverable. So like the way this thing was named is basically I had an F-18 cockpit, so I was like, yeah, I'll make an F-18. Then made some changes, lined it out, so that's the L. I made some changes to the wings, so it was like configuration B, just in case something didn't work out. I still had all the other ones. So it's F-18 light model B with weapons. That's basically what this means. Alright, let's just refresh here. Air brakes, increase flaps, decrease flaps, toggle intake. By the way, this is usually if you like run out of fuel and you want to glide. For some reason you want to reduce the drag as much as possible, you would shut off the intakes. That's usually what that's there for. Yeah, pilot, guard mode, flares, and actually no, backwards, chaff and flares. No, I don't think it has anything. Yeah, there you go. So if you want to set this thing up to fight, all you need to do is just press 5-6 and turn on the engines. Set them to different teams, you should be fine. Oh, by the way, the F-16 that you saw on my menu list, it's basically the exact same thing. Actually, that one's a little bit crazier because there's a little bit higher thrust to weight ratio. And I think less fuel, simply because of the center of mass issues I was having with it. And that one does go crazy on flaps 3, so you have to be gentle. If you're using flaps 3, you basically have to be on fine controls, otherwise you're going to have a bad day. Okay, so usually this is the way I set it up. So you would just take the first one, stick it over there, start the engine, 5, autopilot, all set up already. I'm just having a lot of trouble setting it up, so I had to go to the wiki and stuff, so there you go. It's all set. You know, if you actually do want to handle this one, just put in the exact same settings that the other one had, good to go. This one is tamed down just to be stable, but yeah, it's good. Where all I had to do was move the center of mass forward so we get a little bit more stable. Down the craziness of the controls. This thing is all good. It's not as maneuverable. The standard version, you know, because all the weight. Yeah. So if you want to take control, just press 5, 6, press P, and boom, now you have control. See, now this is me. Barrel roll. And yeah, all the weapons I tested, they all work. They're all working fine. They don't crash into you, nothing like that. I think it's 3 AIM-9s, 4 AIM-120s, and the cockpit itself has Vulcan. Just put in a little bit extra ammo. There you go, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, 6, 7. I think this one can do high level attack. Might be wrong though. Let's check it out. And climb out to 3 kilometers. By the way, I always climb when I'm doing high level attack, simply so that if something goes wrong, I have the altitude and the air isn't so thick to where it'll rip the airplane apart. And I do it at like a moderate speed. You know, just to keep the airplane safe. Alright, so about 280. I'll pull up hard just to check out how this goes. Oh yeah, there you go, there's my cue. Does it carry it? Ah, Doesn't look it's okay. We're at 20. Remember, my normal is usually 16 to 18. Okay, what are we pulling here? We're still pulling 20, and we're at max pitch. 13. Let me actually do a roll here. This might throw my yaw. Yeah, I threw my yaw, so it's so high. Yep, this is bad. See, if you don't know how to control this, I really suggest you don't turn off the limiter. Alright, let me really push it. Let me see, is anything stalling? I don't think I should be stalling anything, right? Yeah, learn to roll and stall a little bit, but boy, it's wrong. Let's see, hold on, okay, yeah, I got it. See, if you see that, immediately turn the lever. You don't want to flat spin. Flat spinning is bad. It's bad news. Okay, so let me go up to box 0.7. Might be too fast. I think that's like dangerously fast to be doing high angle attack. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I'm aware the video is getting long, so I'll cut it short. You know, I could showcase a fight, but that's where you take over. Yeah, it's not doing it. I'm too high. Let me invert. Actually, let me do what the F-22s do on air shows. I am going to stall it vertical. Okay, it shouldn't be control sync. There you go. Alright, I'm gonna turn off the limiter. I'm stall it going straight up. Let's see what happens. I just gonna put some smoke just so it looks cool. Alright, let me just come in for a landing and cut the video. Alright, so there you go. You have a little bit of FAR info. Looks like that. Oh, by the way, because this is based on a pretty good fly-by-wire system, you can actually fly slightly unstable aircraft. And what I mean by that is negative pitch aircraft. For example, here, I think, let's see, does it give me negative pitch? No, not at this altitude. My point is, you can have them slightly unstable. Just nothing too crazy. Just because I'm still too fast, I'm going to invert myself right over the runway. I'm going to make 90 degrees this way and then just turn it around. Trade altitude for a little bit of speed. Yeah, I kind of want it to glide down, but it doesn't look like it's working. So I'm going to add a little bit of thrust. Going to now kick in flaps. By the way, something trick. If you can kind of compensate with your engines, you might want to kick in flaps, Because what that'll do, well, that'll first increase the hell out of your drag. That's why I said you'd be compensating for thrust. But it will reduce your angle of attack, which is the limiter. For this, you're kind of getting a little bit extra maneuverability if you can handle the drag. Like for example, on a turn. So like you might hit 6 Gs at, I don't know, 5 Mach. If you're able to like go into extra afterburner, it kind of defeats the point of it being on dry limiter. You can actually reduce your angle of attack, and you can turn a little bit harder, but the drag will be a lot higher. So you know, like maybe like flaps 1 or 2 might work for that. As you can see, this one is a bit more fidgety. Yes, because I didn't design it to fly by advanced flybar. I designed it to fly by the AI computer from BD Armory, and I'm slowing down a bit too much. Yeah, I'm too low. So, perfect. By the way, this one is a bit twitchy on the runway. They will tilt one side or the other, so just really try to keep it straight. And that's it, you're good. Alright, let me just give it the America send off. Something has to blow up before I log out of here. Oh wait, why is the front wheel so low? You know, I might have to increase the height. Let's see, is it negative? It is. Okay, I'm gonna increase the front wheel height before I send it to you, just so I can have it even. So I'm gonna like increase the front wheel to like 110% maybe. Because I do want, if anything, for it to be slightly upwards. There we go. Oh, but look at the speed every time I shoot. This thing actually has no recoil to slow up. Alright, I'm cutting the video here.